Despite being captive, KK flashes the stranger a fierce glare. You son of a biscuit. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name's StepsBasic, and welcome to a quick look at Ghostwire Tokyo Prelude. I don't know how long this is, so it might be the full thing, but hey, I'm kind of excited because Ghostwire Tokyo looks like it's going to be cool. But, like I said, I don't know how long the Prelude is, but it's free right now on all platforms as far as I've seen. And, well, I just wanted to play it. I want to play it. So come on. It's either a quick look or the whole thing. Mm-hmm. Oh. Whoosh. Hey, wait, they're close. No, only they're close. Hello, people. You look quite dapper. Mysterious things are happening all over. I love the mask. Oh, but you're right. Oh, you're drawing a person. I got you. Oh, it's a ghostly person. Sewer. Oh, ghosty people. No. Everything is happening too fastly. The corrupted case file. Oh, fancy. Alright, so let's get in here and see what this is going to be like. New game. Question mark. Rico. God darn it, Rico. Erica. Oh no, Rico and Erica, what happened to them? Hi, what's your name? No one wants to talk about it, but it's all that's on anyone's mind these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. Sightings, attacks, disappearances, fear. How's a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? But honestly, Ryota never really was like most... Oh wait, this is the narrator speaking, not the kid. Huh, he's not usually glued to his phone all day. The Kiragaoga vanishing? I'm sorry, I'm not. The stupid American tongue. Marunaoki Nochi vanishing. The bathroom vanishing. Oh, God, so many choices. Unable to shake the idea that monsters are all around him, Ryota navigates on his phone to a document called the Marunochi vanishing. The language is complicated, but he works to understand it. It says, I got a tip on a missing woman from Marunochi. God, I am terribly sorry. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you tend to build up a big network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in. It blanketed the area and then, poof, she was gone. Times like these make me wish a certain somebody was around. Come to think of it, the fog and these disappearances set the scene for when I first met the rest of my crew. Everyone kept talking about folks just up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of horse poop. Wasn't until I met them, and until my encounter, that I believed. Ever since then, I've been haunted by what I would have once called hallucinations. Turns out being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. I'd say more horror movie, but whatever. Guess I should be thankful, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen through that monster taking the form of the woman. She made a bunch of red orbs appear that chased me around, but I knew. So long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a nightmare to look at, so I put her out of my misery. Her misery. Either one. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag. Found the missing lady's ID cards in there. Then I came across some clothes that looked like they would have been hers. They were in a little pile. But the way they had fallen made it clear her body hadn't just had... But the way they had fallen made it clear her body had just vanished. No mistaking whose handiwork it was either. I'd finally managed to get my hands on a solid enough lead to work with. KK. Okay, K. Okie dokie. Ryota's concerns bring him to a mysterious case file posted online. It's titled Kiragaoka Vanishing. He reads it to himself the best he can. Having tracked another report of dark fog to the area, I arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighborhood. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of a mother and a son, left behind like two molted cicada shells. It's hard to even imagine. A parent and her child just gone, precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was the worst feeling I'd ever felt. As if on cue, the rain started pouring down. Heavier and heavier it fell with each passing minute, but I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprits returned to the scene of the crime, a group of monsters. They had umbrellas of their own, as if the rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought heck down upon them at that very moment. They tried to protect themselves with the umbrellas, but it just kept pounding on them. I just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any moment, but my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, I still refused to open my own umbrella. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. KK. Oh. I am actually choosing these things. Cool. Bathroom visit. Can monsters really live among us? These case files say that yes, they absolutely can, and do, according to this one. A lady called me about a missing person who vanished from the bathroom of her apartment. Usually I'd brush it off as another runaway, but after seeing the crows circling above her apartment, I had a feeling there'd be more to this. The black stains on the front door verified my hunch. It turned out that I'm the only one that could see these black stains. The lady who lived there and showed me in made no signs of noticing it. She showed me the bathtub and gave me a play-by-play of what happened. Her boyfriend was taking a bath longer than usual, and so she went into the bathroom to check on him. When she opened the door, her boyfriend was gone, and for a short instant, there was a reflection of an old shrine on the surface of the bathwater. I rubbed my finger on the rim of the bathtub, and there was this transparent, sticky, slime-like substance on it. Ew. Body juices. A reflection of the shrine shone on the water's surface. I'll need to talk further with my team about this incident to see if these ring any bells. I purged the black stain on the front door and then left the scene. Poor lady. What will she do now? What can any of us do? Well, you know what they say. There's plenty of fish in the sea. KK. Okay. So, I read that one already. And these posts kind of something funny, or rather someone called KK has been looking into monsters in this part of town. A believer, just like Ryota. Social media would never lie, and that means KK is an effort. Wait, what? Social media lies all the time. What are you talking about? Maybe the expert in all things paranoia. There's only one thing left to do. Having pored over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action. I'm going to ask this KK guy for help. Just got to figure out where he lives first. Sagasu. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Yeah. Whoa. Like your hair. Rico. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Hello. How are you? I'm not good, and I need your help. Monsters got my best friend Sosuke. Rinko sits up in her chair. She zeroed in on one of a dozen monitors from across a makeshift command center stuffed into the cramped Tokyo apartment. It happened near the manhole. Please help me get him back. Data flies across the screens, seemingly too much. Charts and graphs, maps and mathematical equations, even social media feeds and open case files. Somehow, through all of these screens and all of that clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eye. Sounds desperate, but it could just be some bored kid trolling us. Calm and confident, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with her skepticism in her analytical approach. On the other hand, that manhole is within the vicinity of several recent incidents. Maybe he is involved. She knows what she thinks. Well, I would hope so. I mean, she's the one thinking it. Okay. But she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe. What do you make of it, Ed? Ed squints and takes a single deep breath as he turns to the screen. He has something to say, but holds it back. Technology is easy. People are hard. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play, and as the audio begins to roll, Ed turns and walks away. I've heard of intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls in Japan. Vengeful ghosts of bullied students said to trick their other students into following them into the sewer, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, I'd be keen to investigate. Though I speak purely out of personal experience, It might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence. Okay. Safe to say, since you somehow found the time to record some... Oh, wait, this is Rinko. Sorry. Okay. Safe to say, since you somehow found the time to record something that specific about a single urban legend, you want to look into it. Ed's already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Rinko rolls her eyes. He rarely does. Probably best we have no idea how you spend your free time, huh, Ed? Eric has been sitting next to Rinko this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is... Want me to check it out? I don't think so, Erica. Could be dangerous. What if something happens to you? Seriously? You still don't trust me to go out by myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day? At just 16 years old, Rinko might be right not to trust Erica on something dangerous. But Rinko knows that Erica has shown a maturity beyond her years. She gives Erica an almost sisterly look of skepticism. What? I don't know how sisters look at people. I'm not a sister. You know it's not that. Rinko quickly turns back to her monitors and away from Erica. But for all her maturity, Erica can't quite keep from pouting. That's a lot of reading. Stop making that face. Besides, we've got our very own private detective in the vicinity already. I'll have him take a look. Is that me? I'm the private detective person. I'm good at that. Or is it KK? It's probably KK. The stall is brimming as a wide array of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. I hate the sound of eating. The silence breaks when a phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. The owner ignores it, choosing to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. The peace and solitude have shattered. This is no way to enjoy noodles. Gall darn it. The silent diner finally glances at the screen. Oh, okay, diner. Not diner as in restaurant, but person who is dining. Gotcha. He begins to mutter to himself. Another case. These people have been working harder than my enemies ever did. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice, quiet lunch. Let me guess. I'll be risking life and limb? That why you let it ring for so long? Too scared to pick up? Ha! You know the exact day I stopped being scared of anything. The day you stopped being a loner and hooked up with us so that we could have your back. Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not fool enough to pretend the team isn't half okay. What? Oh, what? The wording on that is weird. If you need backup, you know I'll be there. No questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but right now there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's a simple check-in on a report of some suspicious activity that might be connected to these phenomena we've been looking into. It's just a lot of reading. It's always the simple cases that go south the fastest. Ain't that the truth, brother? You know what? You're right. Maybe Erica should run point on this one. Sure, she's just a kid, but you're so busy, so... Oh, wait. Who was the one who said that one? I wasn't reading the names. Whoa, hold up. Let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I'm already out. Send me the info and I'll get on it. First, though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Oh, God. Ed. Hey, Ed, how you doing? Ed, I'm betting you have a file on this already. Got a file on everything. Funny you should say that. I have files dedicated solely to listing subjects that I don't have more complete files on yet. Want me to pull them up? Just give me the highlights. Unfortunately, what I know about the legend of the manhole girl so far is that it's just that, a legend. There may not be anything else to know. It appears to be a story passed around by kids at sleepovers. Wouldn't be the first time something that isn't supposed to be real attacked me in the dark alley. If you're worried, maybe it's time to return to field work. When I wear my hat, I blend right into a Tokyo crowd. Funny, I would have never marked you for a Tokyo native. Then again, this place is absolutely crawling with tourists, isn't it? Thanks for the insights. I'll take it from here. Okay, thanks, Ed. Hey, it's the kid, Ryota. Doesn't notice the people passing him on the street. They didn't seem to notice him either. He is young, but he is very much alone. His focus is centered on a small bit of paper in his hands. After a couple of folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. Oh, it's a person. It's a little ghosty. With a head, arms, and body, it takes shape. A palm-sized person stands in his hand. As Ryota inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar steps out of the shadows. What do you got there, Sonny Jim? Ryota looks up. He's nervous, but clutches the paper doll in his hand to stay brave. He's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him. No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll around with me on vacations, investigations. Strange habit, I know. Even worse how I said that. But you get the benefit of a partner without the annoying small talk. Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down as he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with his playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to this scared kid. Sometimes paper dolls are used for magical purposes. You a sorcerer by chance? That's time to tell me. So you're really him, huh? Gonna have to be more specific, kid. You're KK, the ghost hunter from the files? You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. They say you solve strange mysteries, right? KK? Maybe. The detective looks closely at Ryota's phone. He sees a social media post featuring photos of various case files he has worked on, collected in one place. Look, I only use those initials because writing out my name's a pain, and I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? Anyway, that's me, KK. But I'm not a ghost hunter, I'm a detective. KK's demeanor hardens a bit, dropping the playfulness. You want an investigator, kid? Well, you got one. I'm so glad you're going to look into the disappearances at the manholes. Here's the thing, I already did. Made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent disappearances. Still got a few friends on the force, so I can dig up dirt pretty quick. KK shoots Ryota a serious glance. Not trying to pull a fast one on me, are you, kid? It's true, honest. My buddy Sosuke disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. Last place I saw him was right back here. Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him. He went down that way. I tried to follow, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone. If Ryota's bluffing, he's an incredible liar. A sadness comes over him when he looks back toward the alley. KK looks back and forth from the kid, then to the alleyway behind him. All alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight. Huh. See any fog when that happened, the moment he disappeared? Now that you mention it, there was something spooky around, like a kind of fog or darkness, but it came and then went. All right. KK mutters something to himself as he eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place with so much going down in the city. Some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like front page news. Call the kid's bluff? Press for more info. I'll call the kid's bluff. Can't be the first adult you've asked for help. Fess up. Why has everyone else ignored you? I don't know why. I just don't think anyone else cares about Sosuke like I do. From the sound of things, Sosuke had some issues. Sure he didn't run away? Pressure begins to build on Ryota, and he shows it. His eyes become glassy as he tries to hold his emotions in. But he can't. No one believes me. No one will help Sosuke. He'll never survive without me. I'm his best friend. Not even you will believe me. And you will believe in anything. Whoa. I don't believe in just anything. I'm sorry, Sosuke. Oh, I'm sorry, Sosuke. Adults never believe in monsters. Ryota turns from KK and begins to run. Just as he watches Ryota go, KK's phone begins to ring. KK lets out a long, deep sigh as he looks at the caller ID. Of course. Perfect timing. How's it going? Oh, how's it going? Not great. My interrogation may have been too much. He went elsewhere. So you leaned on him, he got scared, and he ran away. That about sums it up, yeah? Jerk! You should know as well as anyone what it's like to be young and scared, to need help from a grown-up you could trust. Just didn't want to get yanked around. Don't have the time. God forbid you spend 5 seconds helping a kid that might be onto something, I think. Darn. Okay, I can fix it. I will fix it. Ryota, come back. It's not safe here by yourself. I'll help you. As Ryota turns and looks back at KK, something comes over the detective and he softens. I believe you, okay? Promise. I need more to go on, kid. Why are you so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here.
But it did happen to my best friend. Sosuke's been missing for 2 full days.
Everyone's been looking.
Everyone's been looking, but no one can find him.
What about his parents? They filed a police report?
I'm the only one who really cares about Sosuke. I know he needs me. And no one else is even looking for him anymore. Just me.
He's lucky to have you.
It's like when you saw crows circling above the building in one of your cases you investigated. You knew there was more to it than everyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Sosuke's disappearance. I just need your help.
Really did your homework, huh? I'm impressed. You're more dedicated than most adults I know. You remind me of my friend Erica. She lost someone too, and she'll never stop fighting for them either. KK tries another glance at the alley. Alright, show me exactly where this Sosuke pal of yours disappeared.
Ryota perks up. So you're going to look into it?
I'm here, aren't I? Let me check in with my team and see if they figured anything out. Could save us some time. KK reaches for his phone.
What's up? We're all here.
I just need a quick word with one of you. Follow up on what the kids told me.
Who am I supposed to talk to? Are you talking to myself? What? Hey, Rinko, you give me some... Erica.
Erica, you're a natural when it comes to intuition. What's your gut tell you?
I can feel something out there for sure. Something that threatens good people. Something that he would embrace. The details aren't clear. I can only see the shadows of a vision, but that's not important. I know it's him. I know we need to act. Right now, nothing else matters. We can't let another child disappear. Another family get torn apart. You need to help him. There's still time.
You know, kid, you're stronger than you have any right to be. You've got the scars to prove it. If we don't look out for people like Ryota and Sosuke, who will?
This is our mission.
Ryota, it's time to find Sosuke.
Well, I feel like I could have asked somebody better for more information on that one.
Alright. Nothing looks out of place, but things are rarely what they seem. KK slowly but deliberately reaches his hand out. He's not holding on to anything. But you would think that he is by the way he's moving. Like he's got something invisible dangling from his fingertips.
I did a marionette.
Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, what happens next can only be seen by KK's eyes. As KK opens his fingers, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand down onto the ground. It ripples like water in a pond, energy flowing outward into the world.
Oh. Well, I saw that. Okay. Anyone else see that? Oh, God, what? Weird. Why? Was that Sosuke?
A strange trail flows into view, as though a spirit has passed through this place. Psychic energy. Yeah. The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley, and out of view. Guess he went that way. Puzzled, Ryota follows KK's eye line down the alley, but sees nothing out of the ordinary.
What happened? I don't see anything.
Trust me, kid. It's good you can't see it. This is power you don't want. And you're too young for it, to take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. It keeps getting worse. We're going to find your friend and get you back to your life.
It whooshed. I saw it whoosh. It whooshed at me. Oh. What the heck?
KK and Rinko are in big trouble this time, running like rats, desperate to stay alive, with only a dingy old sofa between them, and monsters! We'd better find another exit. Rinko turns to KK and sees him holding his head. He appears to be in great pain. Dang, it's happening again. Your body's reacting to the ether.
Whoa. As KK looks at the room, his vision begins to break in half. He tries to focus, but rather than reform, everything continues to split apart even further.
Another hallucination. The world is breaking in two.
Well, it looks like 3 to me.
That'd be crystallized ether. Another form of matter. Sounds like your body has entered the final stages of affinity. Gah! From thin air, like phantoms, these horrific visitors appear, surrounding KK and Rinko. Dang, we're surrounded.
That was one heck of a weird jump there. We went from an alleyway and a... Oh, we're back. Mr. KK? Are you okay, Kay?
Huh? Sorry, kid. My mind can be a little hard to control.
You just kind of stood there for a while.
Sometimes my memories take me places. Hate to leave you alone again, but you need to wait here while I look for your pal. Sit tight, it won't be long.
Well, that was weird.
A report on Rinko's computer setup flashes on screen. Ed's monitoring software has a hold of something big. The results are clear. Spiritual residue, and it's exactly at KK's location. What is it now?
We've just received an alert. There's a massive surge of spiritual energy at your location. Hold off on pursuing until we are able to send support.
Can't wait forever, you guys. We might have a missing child on our hands. We got plenty of evidence. I know what I'm getting myself into. Remember, saving more lives is the only important thing that matters. Oh, I don't know where I got important from, but that's okay. Erica feels it. I feel it. Heck, you don't need an affinity to know that life is circling the drain out here. Fighting back's all we got.
I want to be there. I want to help you myself, but I understand why you can't wait any longer. But just know, you're my inspiration to keep going, like you did. I mean, do.
What? Oh, you think he's dead already?
Erica, inspiration can get you killed if you're not careful. Passion is nothing without strategy. It's not fair to ask us for help when you think you need us, then use our own words against us when you're too impatient to act as a team. We're in this together.
KK decides to address one team member specifically to make his case. Well, I know exactly who I'm going to have to talk to. What Eric and I have been through, I don't expect anyone else to understand. Heck, I barely understand it. Here's what I do understand. I take risks so others don't have to. And yeah, you all do the same thing. That's what I'm proud to call you my team. But it has to stop somewhere. A line needs to be drawn. We aren't the vulnerable ones who need the protection. We're all strong, and that strength multiplies when we work together to help others.
You two are so special to me, both of you. And I think I understand where you're both coming from. It's just that this torment, once that power has gotten inside of you, the affinity,
it won't let you rest. It's like being chased.
It's like we're being chased. We're running from something awful. I'm sorry that I'm not making sense. I just can't be quiet right now. I have to speak my truth. I have to support whatever decision he makes. The truly selfish act would be to stand still and let it overtake you. In the end, I know that I would do the same thing.
Let's hope you never have to. Talk to you later. Middle of investigating.
He never was good at following people's directions.
That attitude of his is precisely what saved our hides on countless occasions.
You don't think I realize that?
Erica smiles, thinking about KK's attitude. It doesn't bother her. My God. Well, this is awkward. Dang, they're everywhere. We got Slenderman over here. We got some headless schoolgirl over here. What the heck? KK's eyes dart between two horrific figures. And to some incredibly strange glowing crystals that hover nearby. As he tries to speak, KK wheezes painfully. Ringo! What would happen if somebody tried to touch one of those ether crystals?
Your guess is as good as mine. Might give you the power to fight back. Might just make them even more miserable. Who could say?
What about him? Did it grant him strength? Rinko nods silently. After getting his answer, KK, without hesitation, stretched his hands out towards the crystal.
Wait, stop.
Stopping's not an option. Not for any of us.
You don't know what'll happen. It could kill you.
And those things won't. We're dead if we don't try something.
We aren't out of options yet.
You've thrown away everything. You've thrown away everything to fight these monsters. Same as me. It's not a gall-darn thing left to lose at this point. Before Rinko can say anything else, KK reaches all the way out.
Oh, they're shiny. Oh, so shiny, my eyes.
Oh, hey. So that kid's getting pulled down. I see it. KK follows the trail of psychic energy deeper into the shadows, into the dark Shibuya alleyway, away from the glow of familiar streetlights and vending machines. He ventures into the unseen. His venture into the unseen brings him to a manhole cover where the spirit residue flashes an eerie intensity. This spot is clearly the origin point for whatever spirit is at the center of this mystery. Did they take you this way, Sosuke? KK looks around again, finding nothing focuses his attention on this haunted manhole. The spectral vision shows KK a lot more than he thought it might, revealing a glowing specter hovering in the dark, dark and dreary place, the spirit of a man in his 30s. A Jibaku-rei, according to Japanese lore. Jibaku-rei? I guess. This type of spirit is trapped in a physical location. Okay, Spectre, what's keeping you tied down here? The Spectre seems unable to answer him. Instead, he mutters as if distracted, or perhaps completely delirious. Either or. Maybe both. The Spectres aren't especially concerned with politeness or clarity. Neither of us is going anywhere until I get some answers. I need to know. What are you doing here? Specifically at this manhole cover. Why out this place? I thought it was a kid playing around, just having fun, alone. I wanted to make sure he was safe. So just being neighborly, eh? Yes. No. Not making friend. Protecting. But he wasn't. It wasn't. It wasn't a kid, though, was it? There was something else, something lurking in these shadows. Did I die? I think I died. But this isn't what I expected. What was it? Monster. A monster. The Spectre points downwards. Underneath, huh? KK stares at the manhole as though if he just looks hard enough, he'll suddenly see what lurks in the darkness beneath its cover. He doesn't have to see the Spectre not to know he's right. It went that way. Before he could pull up the manhole cover and see for himself, a long shadow creeps in from the edge of the alleyway.
Did you find anything?
Snooping around is detective business. You don't belong back here.
I thought I heard you talking to someone.
Who is this youngster? Who is this youngster? Only I can hear you, so don't bother.
Only you can hear me? Well, sure. No one else is even here.
This is turning into a darn clown show, kid. I need you to stay here while I go down. It's not safe for you there. Not safe. Not safe. Monster.
How you know I'll be safe up here?
My team's one call away. They'll get here quick if you're in danger.
Were you just saying something about being in the middle of an investigation and too busy to talk to anyone?
Funny you should mention that. I could actually use some help. I believe they call it client services.
Who you calling, mister? Are they nice like you or nicer? Client services? Sounds more like babysitting to me. If only you would just wait for us to get there.
We play the hand we're dealt. Juggling work and childcare has never been my strong suit. Need a little support.
Rinko sighs, a long, tired sigh of a frustrated person who knows that in the end, of course, they'll help. She'll always help him, just as he will always help her.
And I have the perfect candidate in mind.
I think, yeah, her.
You, Rinko. There's no one I trust more. The way you've looked after Erica, you've got away with young people. I just don't. Talk some sense to the kid. Make him give me the space I need to get the job done.
Put him on. Ryota holds KK's phone to his ear, happy to make another new friend. Yes? Miss Ghost Hunter? No, Ryota, this is Rinko. I'm the one who first read your message about your friend, Sosuke. We're gonna find him. You just have to trust us and listen to us. We also need your help. Will you help us? We need a new deputy for our paranormal investigation force. A deputy? Like a real deputy? Yes! Perfect. You're now our official task force lookout. It's a tough job. Not just anyone can do it, but I believe in you. I'm sending an alert to your smartphone right now. Every 5 minutes, send me a message and tell me what you see, even if it's just normal stuff. I will do my best. But you need to stay right where you are. If you go anywhere, that wouldn't be good for task force lookout work. In that case, I would be forced to demote you to a lower position, and you have no idea the kind of paperwork that would create. You can count on me, Rinko.
KK watches as Ryota smiles and hands the phone back to him. Then the kid puts on a tough deputy face and begins to survey the entrance of the alley.
We good? He's on lookout duty. That should keep him busy for a while, but you'd better proceed with caution. We're on our way.
You're the best.
Tell me something I don't already know.
Now to get down there and find your pal Sosuke.
Oh my god, so much reading. This place is kind of goopy.
Dirty water splashes under KK's feet as he makes his way through the still darkness of Shibuya sewers. The further he goes, the darker it gets, but not because of any change in light. No, this darkness is unnatural. In fact, it's not darkness at all. It's tangible. A dense fog made of spiritual energy fills the air. Toxic. Paranormal waste coats the ground and plugs up the drains.
That's creepy looking. I like it. It looks cool.
The air itself is rejecting him. This corruption flows between worlds and reaches around him, blocking KK's way.
How long has it been building up right below our feet? Is it like this everywhere?
As KK goes deeper, the Kagare only increases.
There's definitely something here. There's this much corruption swirling around. Nothing I can't handle, though.
Alone in the darkness, KK summons his powers and...
Ooh. Shiny. Nice.
Hold X and trace the shape to clear the sewer of corruption. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. Artistic. Come on. There we go. That worked. Close enough. Nailed it. Haha. Ooh, hello. Cleanses the corruption, returning the sewer to a normal state. I mean, it kind of looked gross still. That's better, minus the stink. With the Kagare now cleared, as if they were waiting for that moment of safety, someone appears.
Sosuke, is that you?
The small boy avoids KK's look, turning his back and picking at something on the wet ground.
Splish, splash, splish, splash.
Hey you, kid, you okay? Can you hear me?
We all float down here. You'll float too. You'll float too.
There. You hiding something from something?
Take a bath. Take a bath.
Come on, kid. This isn't the time or the place. Answer me. I'm not trying to scare you, but you gotta work with me here. The vast darkness of the sewer. In the vast darkness of the sewer, the sounds of KK's phone suddenly ring out. The tinny chime echoing back and forth around the hollow space. The small boy in the raincoat doesn't seem to notice. He must be very preoccupied. I'm close. I found Sosuke, but I'm worried he won't. Down so far, the signal of KK's phone is barely holding on. He can only make out a few sounds and struggles to make out what the words might be forming. Hello? Is anyone there? Rico, is that you? Ed? Erica? Who is this? It's Rico. Rico, can you hear me? Are you with Ryota? Can you ask him what's Sosuke wearing a yellow raincoat? The scratchy connection makes it almost impossible to understand.
Sosuke.
Oh, wait. Sosuke. It's about Sosuke?
Not.
Rico, I can't understand. Sosuke is not what?
Not Sosuke.
The call cuts out. The phone going dead in KK's hand. Dang. Enough screwing around. Sosuke! Just like that, finally, as if called by his mother to come to dinner, the child responds. He stands up and turns to KK with his dead, evil eyes. You're not Sosuke. You're the monster. KK raises his hand and calls forth an energy that he discovered that day, long ago. The day he found his back against the wall, reaching out and touching the crystal, the ether crystal. Ever heard of ethereal weaving monster? Energy surges into KK's hand, green light winding and glowing, charging around his fingertips. The increasingly bright light glows, illuminating the tunnel. And in that moment, standing in the center of the tunnel, we can see this monster, this raincoat visitor, just in time for it to press a child's whistle to its mouth and... At the stranger's fingertips lies KK, now a prisoner.
I need my subject to remain calm, or nothing else will get done.
Despite being captive, KK flashes the stranger a fierce glare. You son of a biscuit.
Hello, my new friend. I'm keen to see how useful your vessel turns out to be.
The stranger takes something out and holds it in his hand. An amulet, though clearly not simply for decoration. It surges with power. He looks from the amulet and back to KK and smiles. Hey, we're back in the sewer. As the monstrous little raincoat visitor blows his whistle, he steps back into the shadowy darkness. Running away, huh? But he's not running away at all. In fact, he's only making space. For the Slenderman! For two much larger, far more horrifying visitors to show up and challenge KK. I've been waiting to run into you again. Let's go, you B-words.
Damage a single visitor with a wind attack. Visitors perish after 2 hits. Defensive barrier. Talisman that stops visitors from moving. Alright, let's blow them away.
Let's go, you B-words. One umbrella visitor is injured. The umbrella visitor attacks. I will defensive barrier. Appears in front of KK. Umbrella visitor attacks, but its attack is deflected by the barrier. The barrier is broken. Let's blow him away with some wind. Boof. One visitor is injured. An umbrella visitor attacks. Defensive. Barrier appears in front of KK. Attacks, but its attack is deflected. The barrier is broken. Blow him away. Whoosh. Umbrella injured, he attacks, blah blah blah. I need my subject to remain calm or nothing else will get done.
Oh, I died. Oh, no.
Hit him with another stun talisman.
Hit him with some more wind.
One more wind ought to take him down. Boom. You're done. Hit him with that wind. Oh, that was kind of neat. The fight now over. The sewer is oddly calm again. KK sweeps the space, looking for any clues that might be left behind. Why would a pack of monsters manifest their evil here? But then he sees it affixed to one wall of the tunnel. A wooden tag, sometimes called a kafuda. This must be what summoned those things. KK reaches out to take the kafuda down, but his fingertips approach it. My eyes!
It's bright. Oh, hey. Japan looks bad.
Japan. Isn't that the Eiffel Tower? Rinko! God darn it, Rinko! Erica! KK feels a quick, big thump through his body.
Hey, it's the stranger's hand.
When he looks down, he sees someone else's arm stabbing through his chest. Oh, that's uncomfortable. It's horrifying. Black smoke rushes out of his body. Looking back up, KK sees a man wearing a Hanya mask. You're... him.
Hey, I'm back.
As KK comes to, he realizes that he's in the tunnel once again. No, still. He looks at his chest. Oh, it's fine. No gaping hole, not even a scratch. Sweating, breathing heavy, his mind races. It was a horrible dream, maybe a vision? He grips the kafuda in his hand. I won't let him get away with this. So hard that he smashes it to pieces. Broke. At that moment, KK realized he's not actually alone. Distracted by his fury, he had missed the approach of someone new. Who's there? Surprised, he spins to face the entity. But before he can raise his other hand... Ah!
Was it Sosuke? Did we find Sosuke down there?
KK emerges from the tunnel to find Ryota waiting with the rest of the team. You fool! You've run into a wall of Kagare, and your instinct is to walk deeper into it. You know you're on when you know we're on the way to help. Listen,
No, you listen. I'm not done yelling at your stupid butt for making me worry about you.
Okay, but...
All of our instruments at HQ started going wild. We broke basically every traffic law in Tokyo twice to get here as quickly as possible. And then we find an open sewer entrance, little Ryota peering down into this dirty tunnel, clearly considering climbing down there despite our best efforts to cover for you and keep him busy.
Sure, except...
So we take a look for ourselves. It's corruption in all directions. The whole place absolutely soaking in spiritual residue. It's like they're amassing an army beneath our feet, and you go sniffing around alone? It's not. Maybe let her finish? Worst of all, you arrive stinking but unscathed, having been gone just long enough to have me convinced that you were really hurt down there, that I would never see you again.
The problem with disappearing into a dangerous sewer all alone is that the longer you're gone after Rinko has asked you to be cautious, the more time she has to consider the things she'll shout at you when you return.
I mean, you're not wrong, Ed. Thanks for the 2 cents. The things we've been through together when you're in danger is as if I can feel it deep down, but there's nothing I can do. What if you had died? The thought of being haunted by you, of all people, I almost climbed down there to kill you myself.
I'm sorry, I should have waited.
Don't you dare be nice to me right now. I need to calm down. Everyone knows that when you're in an argument, a heated debate with a young lady, the first thing you want to say is calm down, because then they're going to realize their irrationality and they're going to immediately calm down.
I value your friendship and support.
I didn't hear that. Safely above ground, reunited with his team, KK turns his attention to the original source of all this drama, his young client, Ryota.
You were never going to tell me, were you? Sosuke isn't your best friend. He's your dog.
He's my dog and my best friend. KK steps back nervously as Sosuke tries to jump into his lap, tail wagging. Okay, calm down. He just needs to be pet. Jeez. Who'd have thought that such a tough-as-nails former detective would have such a strong phobia around dogs?
Don't have to broadcast it, all right?
Don't be scared. Sosuke loves everyone.
Maybe he should draw the line at loving monsters and following them into sewers. Ryota hugs his dog and gives a face full of licks in response. KK relaxes slightly, seeing how harmless this little dog is, but still keeps his distance.
Thank you so much for bringing him home safely, Mr. KK. Mr. KK? What an adorable alias. When exactly did you start going by this new short nickname, KK? I suppose it has a fun ring to it, not quite so formal as your full name.
Before we get too sidetracked, as the lead investigator on this one, you've got some paperwork to do, KK. Not sure what's worse, fighting monsters or filling out all these darn forms.
It's obvious that you prefer fighting to paperwork.
KK scribbles out a few quick lines. Only Ed can read them. Hey kid, this is for you.
Oh? Is it a prize for helping you find that ghost?
Almost. It's the bill.
Ryota's face sinks as he's left holding the check.
Lucky for you, today's work is pro bono. That means free. Consider this your receipt. Feeling generous right now.
Ryota looks closely at the paper in his hand. It says,
"The Case of the Cursed Manhole. Extermination complete. Signed, KK."
Leaning in over his shoulder, Rinko lets out an uncharacteristically loud burst of laughter. Oh, now I get it. You didn't choose the nickname, KK. Sloppy paperwork chose it for you.
There's a lot in this life we don't get to choose. Call me what you like. Not like I've got any use for a real name these days, anyway. Definitely not one of my old names. Doesn't matter what anyone calls me, so long as I find that B word.
KK's gaze looks... That is really hard to say. That's a lot of the same similar sounds there. Looks fierce. As though he's recalling a bitter past. Reflected in his eyes is Ryota, who looks pleased to have received KK's autograph. KK's expression softens up in response.
That said, I guess KK's not so bad.
What's his real name, though? Hey, and there we have it. That was a lot of reading. That was an interesting little prelude, prologue to the story, and I'm kind of interested to play the full game. But if it's I wasn't expecting it to be an interactive novel, honestly. So if I do play it, it'll probably just be for me and not for the channel. But my God,
That really worked out my throat. All my muscles. Oh. But it does seem a little interesting. Yeah, I can speed it up. Cool. Oh. I pushed circle. Oh, my bad. Oh, well. Hopefully none of that was important. But anyway, that was Ghostwire Tokyo Prelude. I'm not sure if the whole game is going to be like that. I know the adverts I've seen for it did not show an interactive novel. They showed things actually moving around and things happening. So I'm not sure if that was true or if this was true or if this was just for the Prelude. But it did look interesting. And if it is an interactive novel, I'll probably just play it for myself because I do want to play it. Not for the channel, because honestly, I don't know if I could read that long for that much. But anyway, apart from all that, that's going to be it for me for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me for this episode of a quick look at Ghostwire Tokyo Prelude. Hopefully you enjoyed it. And if you did, just go poke that like button for me. If I see more from me, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And of course, as always, you're more than welcome to leave a comment in the comment section down below. And I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And when I can, if I can, you know all that jazz. And tune in next time as we play another game another time. And until then, good night.